I'm Elizabeth Laing Thompson. Welcome back. Today I wanted to share a couple of scriptures that have really helped me at different times in my life when I was waiting on an answer from God. And these are scriptures that actually I started reading when I was in high school, maybe even middle school. Yeah, scratch that. It was middle school. And even now, they mean a lot to me in those moments when I'm waiting for something to happen. Have you ever been in one of those situations where you took a test and you're waiting to get the results and you're like dying because you don't know if you passed or failed and the test really matters? Or you tried out for a sport and they're like, we're making cuts in the morning. And so you have to go in agony all night long, tossing and turning, trying to sleep. Like, is my name gonna be on the list? Am I gonna get cut? Am I not gonna get cut? Maybe you interviewed for a job and you don't know if you got it. Maybe you applied for some special program you wanna be in and you just don't know. Maybe you're a little older in life and you are waiting on some of those things of like, is this guy that I like, is he ever gonna propose? Is this the time? Is this not the time? Are we right for each other? I don't know. Maybe you're wishing you could be pregnant and you're wanting to have a baby, wanting to start a family and waiting on God's answer. I mean, there are so many situations in life where we are waiting on an answer from God. And it's one of the hardest places to be. Like, I am a total control freak and I like to believe the Hollywood version of life, which is if you work really, really hard and do all the things, then you're definitely gonna get your dream come true. But you know, life isn't Hollywood. We don't always get the Disney ending. It doesn't always work out. And so we know that the answer we want is not guaranteed. So what can we do spiritually when we're in those moments and we're waiting on an answer from God? I remember when I was in middle school, I was running for some kind of student council office. I was so nervous. I was getting ready for school. I was going in and I was going to find out if I had made student council or not. I don't know if it was to get into student council. I think I was trying to be like president or something. I don't know. I had big dreams, big middle school dreams. I remember my dad sitting down and reading to me this verse. It's in Proverbs chapter 21 in verse 31. Now hang with me, it's a funny analogy, but it works. It says, the horse is made ready for the day of battle, but victory rests with the Lord. The horse is made ready for the day of battle, but victory rests with the Lord. And what that means is so many times in our lives, we do everything we can to get ready for our battle. And maybe your battle is a tryout. Maybe it's an audition. Maybe it's an interview. Maybe it's a test. Who knows? But we do everything that we can. We get our horse ready. We study. We buy the interview clothes. We practice for the audition. We rehearse for the solo. We do all of the things. And we're ready. We've done our part. But victory rests with the Lord. And what my dad taught me and what this scripture teaches me is, you know, God has a say. And God is going to look at your life and figure out what's best for you, what's going to help you thrive, what do you need now in your life that you might not even know that you need. And God is in those decisions and he's guiding them and he's going to see you through it. Maybe you get the victory that you want, maybe you get the outcome that you've been praying for and hoping for, and that's awesome when that happens. And God is going to be with you to strengthen you, help you, guide you through that victory. But even when the answer is no, even when you don't get the grade you wanted, you don't get the position you hoped for, the election doesn't go your way, your name is not on that sports list, that team list that you wanted so desperately to be on, and you're heartbroken, God is going to be with you through that. He hurts with you through it. He's there to help you figure out, okay, what do I do next? Where do I put my time? Where do I put my energy? But this proverb gives me so much comfort to know that whether I get the victory I'm hoping for, the answer, the grade, the election result, whatever that I'm hoping for, God's going to be with us either way. He is with us and he will provide help and guide through that answer. is one that my dad actually shared with me a few years ago when he was actually going through a time in life where his life was uncertain. And he said, this verse has meant a lot to me. And he knew that I was in the middle of some drama with my work, and I was trying to figure out, I don't know what's going to happen. There are some books I want to write. I don't know if I'm going to get to write them. And he sent me this scripture in an email, and it meant a lot to me. It says, I will lead the blind by ways they have not known. Along unfamiliar paths, I will guide them. I will turn the darkness into light before them and make the rough places smooth. These are the things I will do. I will not forsake them. When we are in a time in our life where our path is unfamiliar, and maybe you feel that way, maybe you've recently moved to a new school, maybe you're trying to find a new friend group, something happened with your old friends, or they've moved away, you're in an unfamiliar place in life. God's going to be with you. He says, I will never forsake you. Even when you're in a new place, a new position, a new thing you're trying out, a new whole time in your life, I will guide you. He says, if it seems dark and you're struggling to see the way forward, I'm going to give you some light. I can show you the way. You may not see 3 miles in front of you, but I'll show you your next steps. I'll help you make it through this day, and then the next day, and the next semester of school, or whatever may come your way. And he says, I will make the rough places smooth. We all have times in our life when it's just rough. It's slow going, hard going, but God can make it smooth for you. One of my kids recently had a sports tryout, and the coaches one night were like, so we're gonna cut a bunch of people in the morning. And we're like, what? We weren't expecting cuts. And so my son was sort of dying inside, and I'm dying inside. My husband's dying. We're all like, no, we don't know what's going to happen. We know he's on the edge. We don't know if he's going to make this team or not. And we have to wait until morning to find out. It's just awful. So we sat and we read these scriptures together, and we talked about how, hey, no matter what, God's in this decision. He wants what's best for you. He cares about you. He cares about this with you. And even if you don't get the answer you want tomorrow morning, and the path you thought you were going to be walking this year is not the path you're walking, God's going to guide you down it. He's going to give you things to do, passions to pursue, fulfilling ways to use your time. We're going to trust God. And we both felt so much better after we read these scriptures and prayed over them. So whatever you're waiting to hear from God on, I hope this gives you some comfort, some guidance, some scriptures to hang your faith on and your feelings on as you go about your day waiting for God to give you his answer. So thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm posting in the comments some links to some blog posts that you might find encouraging if you want to read a little bit more about scriptures you can read when your life feels uncertain. So take a look at some of those blog posts, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.